Welcome to Comics and Pizza. First up, Wolverine Origin 2.
And then we'll take a look at the series finale of Lock and Key, Alpha number 2.
And what's to come in 2014. Okay, we are back to a new year of comics and comic movies and comic book related things. So first up, we're going to Time Machine back to Christmas and New Year's. And on Christmas, our treat was Wolverine Origin 2. You thought, hey, what more do I need to know about Wolverine? Well, apparently you need to know more, because he hunts a lot with other wolves. That's the origin of the story, of him hunting.
Yes, in this origin story, he has a wolf family. It's a cool picture.
You can do a lot with a cover like this.
And it's really interesting to see how he uses his animal instincts
To be an animal.
Be
His feral instincts.
More an animal than
a man.
Animal.
I guess if you're immortal and you're kind of an animal, you might as well try out living with animals for a few months.
Yeah. He got fed up with people, moved to the woods, got a wolf family, and
just did his own thing.
Had a good time.
Yeah. And he kind of just has, like I said, had a little family of wolves and hung out with them and hunted deer and did wolf things and just hung out. It's very, very nice art. Very beautifully done art in this whole story. And if you want to see Wolverine hunt and fight a giant, slightly mutated bear, this is the book for you. It doesn't really tell you much about his real origin, but there's little hints you see where it's going. Little things like when you see a certain symbol on the bear, you'll know where it's going. And I believe the next issue possibly has Sabretooth in it. Looks like Sabretooth. And that's always good. Wolverine, Sabretooth, colliding, always good. So that's Wolverine Origins. For beginning of a story, I'm intrigued. You know, it's Wolverine. There's not much more you can do with the character than he's already been done. You know, he's kind of used in every comic book. So the only way to keep him fresh and new...
He's a very busy man.
Yeah. The only way to keep him fresh and new is going backwards. It's kind of weird. And with all the news going around that he might be changed later this year, which we'll talk about later, it's interesting to see his past and see where he came from and how he was before when he was just Logan, or what was his real name? Jimmy? I think his real name is Jimmy. James? Well, they call him Jimmy. Sabretooth call him Jimmy in that terrible movie.
He has a lot of names. Man of many names.
Many hats of feral instincts.
Many hairstyles.
Many hairstyles. Or really just one hairstyle.
No hairstyle.
In different comic books. So yeah, that's Wolverine. I give it, for a beginning of story, 3 out of 5.
Oh, I give it a 4 out of 5. I think the art is really fabulous.
If you're not into reading, this is perfect.
There are
barely any words.
No words.
And it's very hard to have a comic book based off purely the art. That's really hard. That's what's impressive about this book. That's what captures me about the book. Very, very good art. So yeah, Wolverine Origins.
Beautiful storyline.
Beautiful storyline in an artsy way. So yeah. So 3 and 4. Because as usual, she's gracious. That happens.
Because I like Wolverine.
She likes Wolverine. I do too, but you know, I've seen it before.
And I like wolf families.
And wolf family. We all like little pups. You know she's a cat person.
Everybody likes wolf pups. They're adorable.
Until they eat you.
Baby pups don't eat you. Only the mama pups eat you.
And then they feed you to the puppies, so it's fine. It's fine.
But you're dead
they
by
nibble
then.
at
It's
you.
fine.
It's fine. You're already dead.
It's fine.
Now
we're moving on to the last chapter of Lock and Key. Super duper excited for this one.
After a long wait that we never knew when the book was coming out. You never knew when the book was coming out.
Never know.
Ever.
So it showed up on the shelf, and I grabbed my copy of it. It's very nice. It has a nice...
At Docking Bay 95.
Shiny cover.
In Boca Raton, Florida. Best comic book store in South Florida.
This issue wraps up the whole series. It ties up pretty much every loose end. It
wraps up everything. It's a good, solid ending. If you don't know Lock and Key, you should totally read it. I think we've talked about it before on the show. It's definitely one of the best indie books out there, and now it's over. So if you want to wait for the story to be over to read it all in one shot,
it's over.
It's over now. And the trades come out pretty fast. Like, I won't be shocked if the trade comes out immediately for the story.
There's only 2 books in this arc, so...
They might combine it with the last arc, though.
Omega,
With Omega
had 5.
So that sounds like 7 books. That's
So
probably
one
one
book-
trade.
Yeah, 1 book of
Trade.
Omega and Alpha.
Probably, yeah. Alpha, Omega.
Of course, same artist, so that's fabulous. They actually, I'm gonna mini spoil. They have a good ending.
Yes.
I will say that.
If you're used to the bleak
I was
and
very,
sad
very
endings.
surprised by the good. I wouldn't say necessarily happy ending, but it's a good ending.
You know.
The family is okay, and
More or less.
More or less, the town is devastated, but. Okay.
A few
when
kids
you
died.
Get to the end
a few kids died in the lake.
Like 50 kids died. Whatever.
In the cave. In the
whatever.
caves. Kids shouldn't
Everything
party
else
in
is
caves anyway.
Fine.
White people. Partying in caves all the time.
So when you get that sinking feeling at
no
the
black
end
kids
of
died in that cave, Travis.
every other issue, you don't have to worry about that here. Everything.
It all gets wrapped up. There's no
nice
loose
at the
ends,
end, and then at the end of the actual book, you get to see all the pictures of the creators in the real Lovecraft, Massachusetts.
A little higher up so I can see. Like that. Stephen
Real.
King, written by Stephen King's son,
Yeah.
but he called himself Joe.
Joe Hill.
But we
Don't
all
like
know
Joe
he
Hill.
looks like Stephen King's son, so it's kind of whatever. But he's a good writer. He wanted to make his own thing. Cool. All respect in the world for that.
Yeah. So they go on a little adventure.
Yeah, showing the real place, the real cave, and stuff like that.
It's kind of nice.
And as an ending, 5 stars, definitely.
Oh, 5-star.
Absolutely,
book.
and it's a very thick.
5-star series.
It's a very thick ending. It definitely has an edge, it has a spine, so you know it's
it
thick.
has an actual spine.
Yeah, and $8, which is totally fair for the ending of the whole story, and it's really good. It's a great story. It's all in all, like, I want to say it's about 7 trades, maybe 6 or 7 trades.
Sure.
So something like that. 6 or 7
6.
trades. 6 trades. And all in all, it's a very good,
It's
great
worth
story.
it.
It's absolutely worth it.
Totally
Art's great.
worth it.
Story is very captivating the entire time through. There's no like low points in the story or it's like, oh, get on with it, right? Get the story.
No.
It's
Every
always
issue
going.
is captivating,
Absolutely.
gripping,
And it
tragic.
is depressing up until this issue where it's like halfway depressing. Like, oh wait a minute, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. At the end of this dark
It gets
and
really
bleak.
depressing, I think, in the last story arc.
Yeah,
the Omega
is
story,
just
yeah.
The second to last
crushingly
story.
depressing. Everything is falling
People are
down
dying
on
left
them.
and right, and it's just like, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
So, so yeah, I definitely think this book is not disappointed.
Yep.
It gave me closure at the end. I mean, you could want more, but it gives you everything you need in this book.
Yeah.
We all want something. This
And
is what
if
you
you're
need.
looking for more, they're actually
Mini stories. They're still writing.
slated
Like
to
one
write
issue, one shots.
6 one-shots.
Yeah.
for
One,
the story,
only
so-
one came out, I think. The Grindhouse one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all in all, 5 stars. Lock and Key, 5 stars. Loved it.
2 thumbs up.
We'll miss it, but everything.
I'm
all
glad
good things
it's
come to an end.
over, but I really enjoyed it.
Yes. So, okay. So now our pizza topic of today is 2014. Every video at the end of the year has the countdown of what they like the most from last year. We don't live in the past, but if you want to live in the past, on the bottom of the screen, I'm going to tell you what I like the most about this year. Top writers, top comic books, top comic book movies, even movies and albums, stuff you don't really care about from my opinion. But if you do care about my opinion, it's going to be on the bottom of the
Things
screen.
you don't care about.
Not her opinion, because I don't ask her opinion.
Things that we like.
Things I like down there. So,
I'll try to get him to let me write a couple of my faves on there.
I'm not
too.
gonna do it. I don't listen to her. Women. So, what we're looking forward to the most of 2014 in the comic book world. Now, there's tons of things to look forward to. We have awesome movies: Captain America, Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man 2. We have tons of things to look forward to movie-wise. But in the comic book industry, there's so much going on. For me personally, I'm looking forward to the entire month of April. Because in March, everything that's important in DC Comics ends. All of Forever Evil tie-ins, all of Forever Evil itself. I want to see what the issues are to wrap it up, to continue DC Universe right now. Because right now, there's only about 42 or 40-ish books in the new 52. It's supposed to be 52 books. and they said they're gonna fill it up. So rumors about a Shazam Cyborg series coming out. That's a weird pair. That could be interesting.
Cool.
The Question needs his own book. He really does. If Fam Stranger and Pandora have their own book, The Question needs his own book.
We'll see how they wrap up his storyline, if they
Blight.
even decide to put him in there. He hasn't really been in
Much in that in Blight.
Forever Evil that much.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see.
We
more
want to know
of
who the
his
Question
story.
is. We still don't know the
Right?
Question is, and it's apparently something mega evil. So, and there's a lot going on in DC universe and in the Marvel universe in April. A lot of things changed, kind of like the end of the quarter. Now here's time for sweeps kind of thing, and TV references kind of thing. So, in April, I think it's going to be exciting for DC fans, especially for DC fans. All the new books and see what comes out of Forever Evil. What the ending's like is going to lead to April. And we might have new Justice League books. And they're saying that all the major teams in DC Universe are going to be changed, like different members. So that could be interesting. We know that Justice League is turning to Justice League of Canada. So that's going to be interesting to why they go to Canada, which I think I know why, but why they go to Canada in the first place. And Animal Man's going to be part of the Justice League of Canada. That's awesome because he's Animal Man, which is going to end in March, issue 29, I believe. So, we get to see where his life goes on after that. So April is going to be an exciting month for me, for any DC fan, honestly. What about you?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the end of Forever Evil. This month actually starts the new Gothtopia. So we'll see some interesting things happening in Gotham City.
The 600th issue of Detective Comic Books. So big happy birthday to Detective Comics, I guess.
And I think we're both looking forward to the Deadpool wedding issue written by Gail Simone, which will be
for some reason
very interesting. I like her as a writer.
She hasn't written for Deadpool for Marvel in 10 years, so will I come back for Deadpool? Probably money.
We'll see.
We have to assume
How good it is.
Yeah, who's Deadpool married?
First of all, Deadpool getting married? What?
That sounds like a comedy bit,
I wonder what that's actually going to be.
Yeah, what's the truth behind it? Because it can't be straightforward as he's actually getting married. Who would marry Deadpool? Who wants to?
That one lady, I think.
Well, she's dead.
Well,
The therapist, his therapist that was obsessed with him. But he didn't like her at all. The only person personally I think he'd be marrying is, like Thanos, he's kind of in love with death because he can't die. So that could be something leading into this. She didn't know that. So, if you can't tell from her face.
It makes sense.
He can't die like Thanos. And then Thanos is like, I object! and blows up stuff.
It's a terrible wedding.
Unless you read Infinity, then he's not going to do that. So, which is talk about on my list down here. So, it's going to be an interesting year for comic books. It's kind of a race right now for the past 3 years of Marvel and DC to see who spits out the better stuff. In my opinion, DC is still winning with the whole New 52. But there's still a lot of interesting things going on in Marvel. Uncanny Avengers is really, really underrated. Origin, Wolverine Origin.
Some
Avengers.
Interesting things happening in Marvel Universe.
Kind of the second phase of Jonathan Hickman's story with the whole space opera going on. We had Infinity. It was very, very good, very epic, very complete, but had that little bit of like what's next. And if you read New Avengers, which is also very important to read New Avengers, more important than Avengers actually, read New Avengers, and it kind of says there's more to come. We had to deal with the builders, and now we're going to deal with the map makers and some other people that we don't know. Other races, not just in our universe, but within like the multiverse, if you will. So I want to see where his story is going with that, because he says it's going to be some kind of like epic trilogy he's trying to make. So Infinity was the beginning. If Infinity is A New Hope, what's Return of the Jedi? Basically. So I'm excited for that. It's going to be a good year for comics. A good year for comics, and pizza. All right? Because we're going to have more videos. Hopefully, more subscribers. More than 30 people watching our videos. We want to get our name out there. I'm going to be writing a comic book hopefully one day soon. She's going to go like, ooh, that's a good comic book, and support me, like always, because she's the best. It's going to be a good year. So thank you to our fans for being our fans for a whole year beforehand. And hopefully, you want to stay our fans this year. If not, well, I'll find you because I know where you live. Germany fan. I know what you're talking about. I know you. Thank you from Germany. All right? So as usual, if you have any comments, questions, complaints, keep it to yourself. But good comments or constructive criticism, comment. Comment below. Deal with that. All right? And I'll pretend to read it. If you have any books you want us to review, tell us, and I'll pretend to listen. I'll pretend to listen, and maybe I'll actually do it. Conveniently at the same time.
It could happen.
This year we'll be doing more Marvel books because we're reading more Marvel books because they're stepping up their game, and that's what you're supposed to do. Yep. Captain America, Uncanny Avengers, New Avengers, very, very underrated books, especially Captain America. Yeah. Very, very good, extremely trippy. And what else I'm excited for this year? MegaCon, Orlando MegaCon. Everyone should be there. Stan the man. Stan Lee's gonna be at MegaCon this year, people.
So
far, if he doesn't die.
As of now,
he's alive. He's alive. That's really exciting. So we're going to take a picture with him. We'll post it on here. It's going to be awesome. Lots of Walking Dead celebrities. The Governor, Glenn, that one singing daughter that no one likes. A lot of people are going to be there. That's for sure. Everyone so far except Captain Jack. So far. From Torchwood. So everyone else from Torchwood's going to be there. Hopefully Captain Jack will be announced later. Eliza Dushku, which is awesome. James Masters, who played Spike. That's pretty awesome. So a lot of people. Carl Urban, for some reason. Okay,
he's gonna be
quick
there.
Rant. He's a legit actor, a very good actor. Dredd, Lord of the Rings, Xena. He's has a new show, Almost Human. What else? Chronicles of Riddick. He's been the main. He's been the main star.
He's a movie actor.
He's a big time star, and he has time to come to Orlando to MegaCon. So take advantage of that, because you have a rare opportunity to be with a.
Support him, because he's taking time out of his busy schedule
for
to
real.
be there.
For some reason, he has that time, and he might be a big time celebrity soon. Thank you guys from us at Comics, Comics, and Pizza, which is 2 of us, sometimes 3, and support all your local comic book stores, because they need your support, because they're important. And go to Docking Bay 95. Here in the lovely Boca Raton, Florida, because it's a pretty awesome place to go to. All the cool kids are hanging out there. It's good times, great memories. All right? Have a great rest of 2014. We'll see you guys soon.